If you go into Facebook Live, I always do it a minute beforehand, just looking at some of the Borough history. Borough history. I tell you what, great game today, wasn't it? It was exciting. Yeah, the first half I thought we huffed and puffed, but the second half, the calibre, the quality of the first goal and the second goal. Second goal was a great move. But look at some of the names here. Wolf, Mannion, Golden Boy. You've got Brian Clough, whose statue remains in Albert Park when it should be at the Riverside, in my opinion. Mickey Fenton. Camso. Unbelievable. Some great names there. Yeah, so there you have it. I've just been looking through a couple of the books there, celebrating the Borough victory. And then I'm going to go for my curry and enjoy my Saturday night. I might even buy the dogs a corn. So we're on now, for real. Well, thanks for joining me in YouTube. I always go a minute ahead, and Facebook Live. And thanks to the sponsors, Borough Shop Museum, Cornerstone, Galaxy Blinds and Interiors, TGM Cars, RWTA, that's Richard Wills Training Associates, Cleveland Systems Engineering and Advanced Utility Solutions. Thanks to each and every one for sponsoring the show right throughout the season. I'm on after every game, obviously last game today, and it's a World Cup now. How's England going to do? You can switch it, obviously praise the Borough, and then we can talk about England. And should we be playing in Qatar? Should England be going to Qatar? Is wearing a LGBT multicoloured whatever it is on their arms, is that good enough when we know what happens over there and they're against gay people? Well, after Borough's midweek performance against Blackpool and scoring 3, we went into today's game confident because it was a great performance during the week. But obviously Norwich is a different proposition. But the starting lineup today, if you don't know, was Stefan, Giles, Lenihan, Fry and Smith. Midfield was McGree, Hackney, Howson and Jones, and Akpom and Foz. So it was the same formation, 4 at the back, which we've been shouting for years. Change it. Why don't we go 4? Carrick's come in. He's done it. He's stuck to the same team, which is great. And on the bench was Roberts, Moore, Muniz, Hawk, Dick Steele, McNair and Crooks. The game today, first half, I thought Norwich were the best in every department. I reckon that Carrick's gave them a rock up their jacksies at half time, and we came out a totally different side. I mean, the energy levels actually soared in the second half. There was great attitude, there was creativity. The shackles looked at it's as if Carrick says, do you know what? We're being hesitant and cautious. Get the shackles off. Let's go at them. Let's see how good they are defensively. And we went for it. The second half was a joy to watch. We all rolled our sleeves up and thought, come on then, let's have a go. The goal in was it 64 minutes? For McGree. I mean, it's sort of a bounce. He's half volleyed it. Left-footed. I'm a fan of left pickers because I was a left picker. And he drilled it top left-hand corner for about 20 yards. It was a great goal. It was a worldie. He couldn't have hit it any better. Sweet as a nut. No keeper on the planet could have saved it. Nestled top left-hand corner. And then Big Crooksy comes on late on the game. I think it was his, if you watched it the same as me, I'm sure it was his first touch. And it was a great move. Jones played it to Akpom, who's got to the byline. He squared it, and there was Big Crooksy to shove it into the roof of the net. Great finish, great result. What a turnaround. Come on, give praise where it's due. What a turnaround. A lot of people had written us off today. Norwich are 4th top, we're struggling, or, you know, Carrick's still settling in. And we thought this would be a yardstick today to see actually how far we've came in a short period of 5 games under Carrick. And as I say, first half, we were second best. They could have scored 3 or 4 first half. We never had a shot on target, weren't threatening. They missed a couple. But then the second half, as I say, I can only presume and assume that we've had a rock at half time. And boy, we came out second half and we all stood up to be counted. Bernie, I think Carrick is only cash. I'll start for the top because I like to get back. I don't like to be rude. David Bertram says, this is the one place I wanted to win as I lived in Norwich for a few years. Get in. Well done, David. Daniel Baz Joseph says, new baller on the scene, Hayden Hackney. Yeah, Hackney's a good player. I mean, first half, I thought we overran in midfield, but we soon got a grip at the second half. Neil Houston says, Michael Carrick doing well early. great to see. What players will he bring in January? Just think, it's great to get into this break knowing that we've come off a great result against one of the better teams in the division on their own backyard. Carl Atley says, get in there, a well-deserved win for the Borough and a quality performance once again up the effing Borough. Peter Sloan says, hi Bernie, great second half performance. Yeah, the majority have seen the same game as me. First half, we were second best. Defensively, we were shaky. Midfield, we were getting overrun up front. We didn't get a kick. But second half, as I say, it was commendable to come out and perform heroics like that against a half-decent team. I told you if Gibson plays, we will win. He's garbage. Leslie, coach, I remember you saying that Norwich would beat us, Leslie. You did say that, but you did say Gibson was poor. Yeah, Ben and the other central defender. First half, anything come in the box, both of them are big lads, commanding figures and aggressive. They were clearing the danger, but the second half they soon disappeared. Dave Hill says we were totally class, Bernie. We were. Come on, credit where it's due. I like to be honest, forthright, opinionated. In my opinion, second half we were terrific. Everything about us, bit of balls, bit of guts, bit of oomph. And we showed it all in the second half. We've got Michael Carrick, Super Michael Carrick for Colin. Josh Kenny says, what a goal. McGree, excellent performance to come from behind at a very difficult place for us traditionally. I don't want the World Cup to start with a team in the ascendancy. Roll on 10th, Luton, home. Let's keep it going. Yeah, that's one of the downsides about this World Cup. It's just... It's just intervened when we're on the rise, which is a shame. But hey, it might be good. We might come back even more revitalised and rejuvenated and ready for what lies ahead. Alan Armstrong says, brilliant second half performance. Hats off to Michael Carrick and the team. What a difference since he took over. What Carrick's in, Woody's come back. A lot of people questioned Jonathan Woodgate's returning. I met Woody last week. I says, hey, I was shocked that you returned. And he says, I think half of Middlesbrough were. But hey, come on. He's a Borough lad, lives here. He'll always be a Borough fan. And when he was managed to get a fair bit of stick, but he said the balls to come back and the gumption and the confidence. And he's playing a part as well as Carrick. So well done to both of them. But Carrick, hey, new mindset. Some simplistic things going forward, which we've all been crying out for years, not for months, years. I certainly have. 4. I don't know why everybody's playing 5, but we went 4. He's kept the same team, and by God, it's working a treat. David Jason Story says, Bernie, I think Carrick is only cashing in on Leo's hard work. David, give your head a shake, man. Oz fans were great again today. David Bertram, fans were great. Heard it through the TV, as always do. A lot better second half, Bernie. Joseph Slaven, just a shame now we break off a month. This would be Dan Graham. I thought it was Danny Graham. Do you think we will be able to go again with the same attitude when the season resumes? Well, obviously we can hope, but it is disruptive. It can be disruptive. We're in a rich vein of form and then you have to start again. For me, the World Cup, like a lot of people have been saying over since it was announced, playing in the winter. I mean, me, as a non-footballer, I'm looking forward to it. But we shouldn't be changing, it's usually in the summer, the World Cup. Traditionally, it's always in the summer. And where it's being played, should it be played in Qatar? Even a very great result up there from Borough for Stuart Gurley. Mohamed Ibra, hi, I'm Mohamed. That's a hell of a result against one of the best in the league. What Michael Carrick has done in early days of his tenure is huge, and the players are unrecognisable from latter days under Wilder. I hope Carrick proves me wrong. If they continue like this in 2023, we could be an exciting year. I mean, I've looked at the table. Is it 4 points off the bottom 3 and 4 points off top 6? It's incredible, isn't it? It's incredible. Who's this way? Ash Hart says, Stefan, great save, but still happening most of the time. He did have a few great saves, but he had a couple of stumbles. There was one in the first half. He got it and it was like a bar of soap when he dropped it. Anyway, it was given for offside. Then there was a couple that he went down and they got away, but they weren't anticipating. Pookie wasn't really in it today. He'd one early chance in about 5-6 minutes, and he fluffed it straight at the keeper. Could have drilled it across the keeper. But Stefan, yeah, I agree. Some great saves and some flappy moments. Timberlake says we beat a top side today. Norwich will be in the shake-up come the end of the season. I'm sure they will be. They'll be majorly disappointed with a few boos round the ground today. James Mills says, hi Bernie, good result. Millsy, is that my old mate Millsy? Is that the real Jim Mills? If that's the real Jim Mills, there's no photo, so I can't really tell. He's a guy I went to school with, primary school, secondary school. He came to Port School recently. He's a top boy. Bam the Butterfly says, a very good evening from Thailand, Bernie. How are you? Well, brilliant tonight, Bam. A great performance tonight. Hackney was class. Massive well done to coaching staff and the players tonight. Everybody, look, like collectively, they're all in it. That's what I say in football. I think if one's failing, we all fail, and if one's doing well, we all get the plaudits and the credit. I know that's not the way it works, but I like to think that way. Great result, 4-4-2. Stick to it. Hard work in the second half. Went for it, Bernie, and got the snatch and grab win. I tell you what, it says 6 minutes on my screen. 6 minutes on the board when the fourth official held it up. And I'm looking at my telling there's 10 minutes. I'm thinking, what's going on here? What's going on? And they nearly scored, by the way. Hernandez, the lad that was at Borough, he cut in and drilled one. It looked destined for the top left-hand corner and flew over the bar. What happens if that goes in? 6 minutes, it says. 10 minutes. Didn't get it. Andy Connors said, fantastic performance. What a difference a positive head coach makes to a side who once played so negatively up the Borough. Mohammed says, Paul Inns doing a good job at Reading, mate. Borough are 4 points off the playoffs. That's what I mentioned that, yeah. Up the Borough Red Army, Anthony Netlist, short and sweet. Graham McTiernan says, hello Bernard. Posh name. Enjoying the moment in Romania. Yeah, well, Graham, yeah, Romania. You've been in touch before. I bet you're delighted, Graham. You'll be having a couple of shandies tonight in celebration. I mean, if I drank, I'd be on the drink tonight, celebrating without a doubt. I might have a couple of iron brews. Joe Stewart says, Bernie, who can you see coming in as assistant? It's clear that he wants and the club needs an experienced assistant. Maybe feeling over the moon with today. So much credit to Carrie and the lads up the Borough. Joe, obviously it was mentioned we're looking for another coach. If he keeps going this, do I think we'll get another coach? I don't think we will. I think it's important to get another coach and a few players in January to keep things going, to keep it moving. When you're doing well, that's when you want to build on it. And people will look at how we're playing and how we'll turn things round since Carrick's arrival, and people will want to come. And if you're huffing and puffing and struggling as a side, people don't really want to come. But at the minute, people will be looking, run the leagues and go, I'll tell you what, that Carrick's turned it around 5 games. Was it 3-1s, a draw and a defeat? Darren Reid says, different team. David Whittaker says, magnificent. Leslie says, I did say Norwich to win unless Gibson played. Oh, right, okay. You'd have had a flutter on it, Leslie, and I bet you put Norwich to beat us. Over the moon, Woody getting his chance to coach, not manage. Thrive with him. Andrew Ian Pegg says, hi Bernie, Hackney, what a player. Look, Hackney's did fantastically well, so come in, breath of fresh air, fearless, can tackle, can run with the ball, confident. Is he for Redcar? Is Hackney for Redcar? Does anybody know that? Is Hackney for Redcar? But he looks the biz. But let's not get carried away. He's a young kid come through. I've seen them all in the past. Robbie Stockdale, Harrison, Somerville. I've seen loads coming through. And then they disappear off a cliff. So let's just calm down. But hey, credit where it's due. The kids did fantastically well. And looks a player and looks as if his feet's firmly on the ground. Paul Kelly says, what a turnaround. We're moving the ball around, not too much, back passing. We're confident, playing really well. And at the moment, with a good transfer window, who knows what will happen. Yeah, I mean, Paul, we're concentrating on the positives and rightly so. But the first half, we did play a few square passes. Our passing forward was poor. Every time we crossed the ball, the two centre-halves were winning. Everything was food and drink for them. But then the second half, as I say, I reckon there's been a few exchange of words at half-time. I know how things gone in the the dressing room, and I'm sure Carrick would have given him a rocket. Come on, you're too cautious. You know, go out and play like he did against Blackpool. Shackles off, fearless, direct, go at them, create, and let's have a shot on target. Because we didn't have a shot on target up until we scored. But what a goal. I mean, it just sat up lovely, but he just there's sort of a wee skip there, and he's just followed it, clean as a whistle. Top left-hand corner. Stunning finish. Great finish. Hackney looks a player getting better with every game. David Ross is praising Hackney as well, and rightly so. Neil Logan says, finally a manager that makes the right subs at the right time to make a difference. Well, it's not just making subs, Neil. I agree with that as well. But it's a formation we've been crying out for years. Warnock played 3 at the back. Wilder played 3 at the back. Karanka played 3 at the back. And I've been saying for years, why doesn't we just go 4? Are we scared in case it works? And then we can't go back to the 3. Don't forget, when you play 3 centre-backs, 2 wing-backs, and the linesman is another defender. How many do we need? We've proved we can do well with 4. We all know our roles. We know exactly who we're marking. Doesn't complicate things. And we're better going that way. Craig Basher High says, brilliant performance. Hackney class, about time we won at Norwich. Only 4 points off playoffs. Mad this league up the borough. It is a mad league. I remember, I think it was my first season in England, played against Norwich. I was up against Steve Bruce. Steve Bruce caused Man United fame. Played with my mate Pally. Great combination that. But he was only playing my career. I remember, it was early days in England. And I remember I took him on and with the ball and went past him, whatever. And then I think he says something like, I'll break your leg. Something like that. I was really worried, coming from Glasgow. I was really worried about that threat. The Carrick Woodgate Express choo-choo for Daniel Baz Joseph. David Jason Story says, good to see a positive vibe back in the club. It's a positive vibe, Dave, you're right. Excuse me. I could do with a drink of water. Paul Gamble says, fantastic win. Would never happen under Wilder's watch. Going 1 down to 2-1, especially away from home. Where are we? Akpom, man on fire. McGree's cracking equaliser. Yeah, I mean, Akpom made the goal. He didn't have a lot to sell, as in having shots now, but Akpom, 8 goals, his credit. Made the winner today. Crooks was a great finish. I mean, you see him coming on like 90 minutes, I think, well, he's just on to just, get a draw and just keep it cool. But it was a great finish and he was delighted. What a substitution. Thought we, excuse me, them a right go after going behind to Carrick. And Carrick we trust. That's for Paul Gamble. Adam Watson says, get in Borough, wish we didn't have World Cup to start. We've just found momentum. A few people says that, Adam. We have got momentum. We're on the up. We look as if the thing about what I notice the players, what they're doing now, we look as if we're enjoying it. Under Wilder, huffing and puffing, it looked a strain at times. But there was an enjoyment, and they looked as if they enjoy it. Liam Bennett says, brilliant, Bernie, what a result, what a difference. Hackney, breath of fresh air. Stefan Giles, House and McGree and Akpom were brilliant. Only one tiny criticism is how did anyone not get on the end of those glorious balls from Giles? By the way, Liam, I was kicking them in. They were fantastic balls. But yeah, I think I'd have got on the end of them now. You're anticipating, you're on your toes, you're gambling, but the balls had beat the keeper. It's a tap in. But there was 3 Borough players on one of the occasions and none of them got on the end of it. That's astounding. We're talking about top draw balls on the floor, drilled in with pace and accuracy, inside the 6-yard box. Keeper's near post, he's cut out, the ball's come across. 3 Borough players, so credit the players for getting in there, but not one of them got on the end of it. That happened on a couple of occasions, you're right, Liam. David Tickle says, is it Tickle? Hi, I think it's Tickle. Hi, Bernie. That was a second half to be proud of. It was. If you're a Middlesbrough fan and you've not seen it, but you've heard the result, you should be proud of your team today. We made a supposed promotion set look bang average. Akpom didn't score, but got an assist. McGree was a belter, and Carrick has installed some confidence in the entire squad. Nobody can deny that. Incredibly, we've just turned it around. I was saying when he first came in, he's not a magician or Harry Potter or, you know, he can't turn it overnight, but he started off fantastically well. But don't forget, we just need to calm down. Still a long way to go. Remember, McLaren came in. See, McLaren took over the managership at Middlesbrough. What happens? Takes over. It was in the Premier League, wasn't it? I think the first game against the Arsenal, we beat about 4 or 5 or something like that. I think we conceded 12 goals in his first month. 12 goals. People were writing them off saying nightmare. And then he turned it all around, won the Carling Cup, first trophy in 124 years. Then he got his UEFA Cup final. So we just need to calm down, because people would have had a hung, drawn and quarter of McLaren. But obviously patience and give him time, they turned it around. I'm not saying it was great football under him, but I stand by my opinion. McGree can't play like... I missed that one. Fantastic result with Hayden Hackney. What a colossus that's for Jeff Taggart. Julie Henry. Hiya, Julie. On my way home from Carrow Road, finally showing some passion. Well done to you and the travelling supporters, Julie. I heard you's loud and clear. Passionate as ever. Safe trip home, and delighted we got a result for you guys, especially making that journey. But you're right. We're finally showing some passion. The thing is, same group of players, but rolling up the sleeves. Is it purely Carrick? Is it the players that's... well, it's combined, obviously, but what was the problem before? I'd love to interview some of these players now and say, how have you turned it round? What's Carrick did? We're getting our opinions, but you're in the team, in the dressing room. Is it his quality, or is it Wilder's lack of quality, or is it what he says, his man management or coaching, whatever you want to call it? I don't know. Philip Jackson says, Hackney looks like he's been playing in the first team for years. He does. He's got this look as if he's one of the elder statesmen. He's only 20, isn't he? Yeah, fantastic since come in. David Baker says, great opening, but maybe they got too confident and conceded. The difference is heads didn't drop. And sorry, I've lost that. Sorry, mate, I lost that. Let's see, I'll try and get it. It just jumped everywhere. I've lost it. Delighted with the performance. Shame Chuba didn't get a goal. Hungry strikers need to be fed. I still think you get 20 goals this season. Keep the faith, Bernie. Chuba 20. Hey, James, I hope he does get 20. But will he get 20? He's got 8. Will he get 20? Is that 20 goals in total or 20 league goals? You've not put that. Excellent result today, Bernie, and still greetings from Thailand. Shame the bar was full of Leeds fans up the Borough Corky Corner. Tell you what, a few over in Thailand, didn't I? David Hill says, a great team performance is all down to confidence. Hackney was outstanding. James Wheatley says, really, the Cano McGree. Hackney's a player we have needed up the Borough. Well, the thing that Hackney gives us, he gives us youth. He gives us forward-thinking mindset. He runs with the ball. He's a carrier of the ball. He can exploit the opponents, and he tries to play killer passes and decent passes. Second half was brilliant for Sam Robbo. JP Flanagan says, Chuba has given me a chub on. It's a new word for it, JP Flanagan. I've heard that he has chucked away his Nigerian passport and was seen in the post office in the town filling in a British one up the Borough. So a bit of fun there for JP Flanagan. I don't think there's anything slanderous to that. Stephen Whitehall says, watched it in Canada. We're all round now. Canada and America and Thailand. Great game. What an improvement from the Blackburn game. I had the misfortune to watch when I was back in the UK. Stephen. Well, there you are, Stephen. Canada. Last time I was in Canada was with Middlesbrough. Bruce Rake was the manager. Pre-season tour. Jason King says, we stood off them, we gave them too much respect at over than 25 minutes. But we got about them and gained confidence. Where are we? Sorry. Kept the ball down, not playing balls down the throat against Gibson and Cole made him look good, easy to defend, but we gradually started to play more direct, positive, and played very well in the second half and deserved to win. Without a doubt. Baz Home says, nice birthday win. Happy birthday for tomorrow. So, Bernie of the Slaven. Yes, my birthday tomorrow. 35. Looking good at 35. So what happens when you don't drink, smoke, gamble, take drugs and you're vegan? This is what happens. No, it's my birthday tomorrow, you're right. Colin Airy says, back-to-back wins, fully deserved. Woodgate coming back, masterstroke. What? Nothing's masterstroke at the minute. It's all early days. I always say, keep your powder dry. I was like as a player. If I scored a hat-trick today, I'd say, oh, next game, might have a nightmare, miss a couple of sitters. The game after that, I might go on a bit of a drought, no score for 5-6 games. So I never get carried away. Never. Level-headed, that's the way you succeed. You don't get too high when you're doing great, and you don't get too low when you're down there. You keep an even keel. Some fans blow with the wind. You know, you win the day. Oh, top 6 definitely. We're going to win the league. Get beat the next. Well, obviously the next game's a few weeks away now with the World Cup kicking in. But you know, we only give opinions per game, but don't get carried away too high or too low. Just keep your powder dry. David Worthy, Danny Worthy. Sorry. Team done really well. Akpom again playing well. Just wish Hackney would have more confidence on the edge of the box. But a great win. That will come, I'm sure. Well, happy birthday tomorrow, Bernard. Cheers, Frank. David says, Bernie, 89th minute against Blackpool. I watch all our front three players pressing those Blackpool defenders 3-0 up and forcing them to errors. Love what Carrick's doing. But don't forget, all the top teams like Man United over the years, like Chelsea, like Liverpool, Man City, despite their talent, the multi-talented players, they all work their socks off. That's the key. When they get the opposition get the ball, you work like a Trojan, otherwise you won't be in the team. And then when you've got it, you play. And top teams do it, so why shouldn't teams like us do it? Rocco Rosalie says, do we think this is a new manager bounce conscious if the same pattern when Wilder took over? Do we think this is a new manager bounce conscious? The same pattern when Wilder took over. I don't really know what you mean, Rocco. Brilliant from the Borough at times. This is for Gary Motson. Brilliant at the times. Borough at times. Think Borough both teams played well and both have very good chances to score more. Balls into the box for Borough were fantastic. Just need to get on the end of everyone. We still need a centre forward, in my opinion. Still need. Don't get carried away. I don't get carried away. I still look at the big picture. When you're doing well, you need to rock players in. Still need a centre forward. Another goal scorer. Akpom's doing well with 8. Still need another scorer. I look at Foz. His work rate's amazing. Reminds me a bit of Watmore, Duncan Watmore. You know, if you get extra money for work rate, Foz and Watmore have gone unbelievable money. But I still think a bit of a hose pipe where he's going everywhere, helping everybody, working his backside off. If you do that, you are not going to get a lot of goals because he's everywhere, which is admirable. I'm not knocking it. But do I want my centre forward to run 100 miles a game or score 2 goals? I want to score 2 goals. Work rate for closing down is great, but it goes everywhere. A lot of the time he's not even in the box. Don't even get a shot today. Johnny Howson has had a new lease of life with Hackney playing alongside him. He has, Christopher, but people are writing Howson off. This is how fickle football is in opinions. As I say, some people just blow with the wind per game. He's crap, he's rubbish, he should be out, he should be in. Jones was crap 2 weeks ago, now he scored during the week, he's great. And I agree, Billy. I think a new experienced coach will come in January, regardless of results. Well, for me, a new coach and a striker and 1 or 2 new faces and mindsets and voices is good for morale. Carrick clearly wanted in the lead up to him becoming the club follows with new players. Carrick appears to have a very calming effect and it can be what the players needed. Yeah, he looks like, I said, I don't know what he's like in the dressing room, but front of cameras and pitch side, sort of hands in the pockets, just sort of looks and gives the odd sort of order. But yeah, he has a calming influence. So, Big Bernie, I think a new experienced coach will come in January regardless of results, and it's what Carrick clearly wanted in the lead up to him becoming the club for. David Bertram says, Bernie, I think Wilder used to hammer the players too much. That's why they were fed up. He was a bit old school. Yeah, but you might be right, but come on. In my day, some of the managers used to get with a scruff of the neck. You know, I'm saying that in the modern society and yeah, in dressing rooms, I take it is like that now. You can't say boo now, you get done. I personally liked that. I like getting hammered. I didn't like it at the time, but I responded because it's either you will or you obviously say, come on, I'll prove it to you, you bastard, whatever. And that's what I used to do. But I quite enjoyed that. Other players didn't. I know some players didn't like that. The younger players used to melt and think, oh, dear me, and sort of shaking their boots. Some players respond to it, some don't. Every player's got different makeup, and it's down to man management. Well, Goody, hi, Goody. I like the way we're not making changes. I say that, Goody. 4 at the back, which we've all been crying out for. Already sensible Borough fan over the years, bored watching the 3 wing backs failing and not being good in the eye. He's come in, 4 at the back, same team, bit of simplistic stuff, but players look as if they're enjoying it. Not all the rubbish we're resting players. How can you rest the players when you're not even halfway through the season? It's nonsense. It's a cop-out. What a team now, Bernie. Brian Taylor. Well, we're doing well. Leslie Coates, look, Bernie Joseph Slaven. It was only Norwich. You can only beat what's in front of you. Wee smiley face. I get the joke. JP Flanagan should have said Tuba for England, Bern, when he gets his British passport. That's right. I know you're getting it. All the best for tomorrow. Cheers. Peter Sloan says, happy birthday, Bernie, for tomorrow. Thank you. The cuddle at the end by the players said it all. Dave Saunders actually says that. I had one of my mates around, lives around the corner, Simon, not a big football fan, he's a suffer betrayed. But I've pointed it out. I said, look at them, it shows you the there's a bit there, the camaraderie's there. Every one of them sort of middle of the pitch were cuddling and not really seen that. Usually they go and applaud the fans, and rightly so, you should do, but they were all cuddling each other. I thought, hey, there's a bond beginning to brew here. Happy birthday for tomorrow, Bernie, and great one for the Borough. Chris Chatham, yeah, that's one for my birthday, it's great. Christopher says, Johnny Howson has been brilliant in the last few games. Hey, I think a lot of them have been good, very good. Playing away above the usual standard they've been shown. Got to admit, wasn't expecting 3 points today, but we'll take that nicely. Shame it's now the break. Just when we're in momentum, Alan Rudd. Momentum of winning. Ashpom still leading the goal. The Ashpom, as I say, for the goal. Jones to Ashpom. Ashpom got to the goal line, squared it, and there was substitute Crooks hit it in the roof of the net, and it was a great finish. Gary McGlone says, happy birthday for tomorrow, Bernie. Thank you. Great result for Hackney is a breath of fresh air. I mean, me personally, I love nothing better than young local lads coming into the first team. I'd rather have that than guys from the other side of the world. I've always been like that. You know, and I think over the years, with the money in the game, and don't forget we went through a purple patch of spending money in Rav, Janino, Emerson, Ziga, and they were great days, don't get me wrong, magical days, great in the eye. But I love nothing better than young local lads to get a chance. You know, Fry's a local lad. The lad Hackney, I think it's a Redcar. And we've had a lot of local lads throughout the years. Downing, you know, take great pleasure in watching these guys and bumming them up when they're doing well and saying, hey, how good are they? And when they cost millions of pounds for the other side of the world and they don't really give a damn. The local lads do wear the shirt with pride. I played in a team full of them that wore the shirt with pride. Some people say it's a job, but I still think the local lads, it's their club, they're part of it. They're part of the fabric. Not many thought the lads would take all 3 points today. Come on, Borough, Shane Lofthouse. Well, you obviously didn't, Shane. Hey, look, I've come to, well, I don't gamble, but that's typical Borough. You know, oh, we've got to know it's going to be hard. But it was hard. First half was hard. It was hard to watch. And it was hard for the players. But by God, what a shift in the second half. Turned it round. It was brilliant. David Tickle Hackney is a similar age and only played a handful of games. Tickle Hackney's Hackney's what, 20? Superb victory today, Bernie. 4 games unbeaten. Andrew Hill. Yeah, it's a good wee run. As I say, a few people say it's just a pity that the World Cup's kicking in. Sean Marshall says, brilliant result, Bernie. The full teams seems to be performing, but I think Jones needs some serious work on his final ball. I imagine we would score a few more if we didn't waste so many chances. Oh, there was a few. Look, when it comes to crossing, Giles is unbelievably good. Jones now and again, it's hitty-missy, but Giles is one of the best crossers I've seen. People say he's flawed, he's not good defensively, but that's what a lot of fullbacks, wing-backs are these days. Liz says, happy birthday, seen you in the Dudley last night with the cross-dresser, or was that Jeff? Dudley was in the Dudley, wasn't it? Dudley, was it? Leave Jones alone, only young and still contributing, Martin Russell. Fantastic 3 points, Bernard. For Colin, Anthony McParn says, I'm liking the simple things like 4 at the back. Simplistic. 4 at the back, same team. I would have did that. I enjoyed playing that. I played in a team like that where the team was usually the same, but it was different reasons. And it was 4 at the back with Mowbray and Pallister and Parkey and Cooper and Pears and goal. It was simplistic. It's because we didn't have the money and we only 14-man squad when we first set out. So we didn't have a lot of change, but that worked to a degree. Sometimes there's too many cooks spoil the broth. You're spoiled for choice and selection. You try to juggle everything, please everybody, and you're pleasing nobody at the end of the day. But now, carry 4 at the back, 4 midfield, 1-1. Enjoy it. Be fearless, direct, go for it, try and win games, try and enjoy the game of football. And the players are looking like they are enjoying it. Anthony Pound, I'm like the simple things, yeah, 4 at the back, not changing a winning team for the sake of it. Hackney, breath of fresh air. Imagine we still had a Moore or McNair towing a caravan in midfield, passing it backwards every chance to get. So obviously, I tell you what, Big Paddy and that, Moore, I don't know why we signed Moore. And who's the other guy? Longo, where's he gone? Who signed him? Why he's not going to improve this team at the minute. He's another negative midfielder. We don't want negative midfielders now. We want direct, forward-thinking midfielders. Do you think Coburn could be 20-goal striker at Borough? He could do it, surely. Justin Bonner. He could do it, surely. Is that what you really believe in? The last player to do it was 1989, Justin. You've got a young kid who's hardly played 20 games in the first team. You've got him down for 20 goals. I think that's a tall order, if I'm being honest. Don't get me wrong, Coburn's did extremely well when he came in the team. Scored a couple of great goals. The one at 69 was against Tottenham in the Cup. And then he's been farmed out, he's scoring goals down there. But he say Coburn could be the next 20. It could be. But it's a tall order, especially when millions of pounds have been spent in strikers to try and score 20 goals. And they've not done it. Not done it. Gary Clark says, hi Benny, did you notice Mooney ran down the tunnel at the final whistle for the second game running? About time he was sent back to film. He's brutal anyway. All the best for tomorrow. Cheers, Gary. I never noticed that. Well, he's obviously peeved off that his nose is out of joint now. He knows Akpom's in fire. He knows that Foz in the team now. Because he was getting a few games, wasn't he? Paul Watson says, Chubbs, meaning Chubb Akpom, is a different player. Thought we were going to concede a few when Norwich were on top. Great comeback up the border. Yeah, Paul, after the event, we all go brilliant, and it was. But that opening half hour, we could have been 2 or 3-0 down and put to bed, dead and buried. But we clung on. But a bad finishing, or we hung on in there, and then the second half, we came alive. But I think the half-time whistle done us a favour, getting in 1-0. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, that no doubt they've had a rocket. Why couldn't Wilder see what Hackney could offer when we always pass backwards and sideways? I don't know. I mean, Hackney appeared when Leo was in charge, but it so happens that Liddell and Cattermole, who probably coached this kid, they have seen his quality, probably says to Leo, look, this kid's a good kid, he's direct, he's forward thinking, we're lacking that. Leo's given the opportunity, to be fair to him, and he's obviously progressed since then. Dave Taylor said, I reckon 17 goals for Akpom this season. If he gets a good scoring streak, maybe he will replace you as a 20-goal maestro. Yeah, it has to be league goals, not just goals. It has to be league goals. Yeah, keep them coming. I'm going to read a few texts. I've got a few texts here I need to read. And it's great we're on YouTube Live as well. This is water, by the way, not vodka. I don't drink. Come on, Borough fans, get on, praise your team. You come on when you're moaning and groaning and out, and I do my fair bit of that. That's what as part of being a football fan. But tonight, come on, praise the lads. What a result. Away Norwich, a lot of people had written us off, no gave us an earthly, and we go and beat them in their own backyard. John says, what a result, didn't see that coming. I don't think a lot of people. I'd like to know how many people actually put a bet on saying that Borough were going to win 2-1. Nelly says, we didn't have a shot on target till McGree scored a wonder goal. That's true. We didn't have a shot. No, it was an attacking force. No shots on target. I think we had 2 and that was 2 goals. I'm sure it was. I don't think we had 3 shots on target. But that's great statistics. 2 shots, 2 goals. Jonk just says, up the effing Borough. No messing for Jonker. Bruce says 3 wins, 1 defeat and a draw. Not a bad return from Michael Carrick. And Jamie says, how the turnaround? Well, as I said earlier, it's new. It's how's the turnaround? New mindset, mentality, new voice for Carrick. People don't know his makeup, don't know what his qualities are, what his deficiencies are, and they'll be listening because they know that they might be on their way if he doesn't fancy them. So they've all rolled their sleeves up and their socks up. Sunny Allen says, evening Bernie, I had 2-1 Borough on Manjairos. Whoa, well done to you, Sonny. Annette Nelly Hughes says, who was your man of the match, Bernard? I tell you what, I'm going to get McGree for his goal. I says McGree get more goals than Tavernier. He should have had a few more, to be fair. He's got 3. He only needs 2 to beat Tavernier's, well, equal Tavernier's record. He'll get more than 5. I'm looking for McGree to get 10 this season. But the last few games have looked like a team. I have great issue for Alan Keeler. I have a great feeling going forward. Gutted we have a World Cup. Yeah, we've all sort of stated that as Borough fans. Great result today for Alan Palmer, not Andy Palmer. Alan Palmer. Steve Daly says, excellent result. We need more creativity to score more goals to smash this league. Well, what's happening? Jones is creative. I know people moan about his final ball, but he's still creative. He fed Akpom for the second goal. I mean, he passed it about 4 yards square ball. McGree's going to create and score. Hackney's going to create and hopefully get a couple. He's got 1, but I'm sure he'll get a few more. Akpom will get a few more. I'm not so sure Foz will get the goals that people was looking at. I don't mean to be detrimental to the lad. I've still not seen enough of him, but he just looks an absolute workhorse. Goes everywhere, and for me, a striker should reserve some of the energy for being on your toes, anticipating, being ruthless, clinical, and selfish in the box. And I think he's unselfish, running everywhere and anywhere. Not selfish. He's a good striker, prolific striker. You need to be selfish. You need to be confident. You need to be selfish. You need to give it to your teammates when they're not giving you the ball. Michael Good says, Bernie, looking at Ben Gibson, he would not get in the Borough team. Michael Good. That's a fair point. I mean, people in the last year or whatever, Ben Gibson, get him back. Get Ben Gibson back. I would say nonsense. I say I'm not a fan of anybody coming back. Once you go, you went for money and ambition. And when you return, it's only because you failed wherever you went. Ben obviously huffed and puffed at Burnley. I don't believe Sean Dyche signed him. That's why he never played him. How many times we say that about teams now? We know the gig now. And if you don't, you want to wait up to smelly coffee, because that's what teams do now. We know that happens here and there and everywhere. And Ben's went to Norwich. I think he's been in and out of the team. He's finding it hard. So, yeah. Excellent result. We need more creativity scoring goals. Sorry, I've read that. No, sorry, it was Goody. Jones was very quiet tonight. Hey, Jones he's still a problem down that right for opposing players. And when he drifts in and across, he did it midweek. He scored the goal and then he'd won it and flew by the post. And I mentioned it during the week. You've got Jones who starts on the right, McGree on the left, and both of them cut across. And that causes a problem. So if I'm marking Jones, I'm on the left, Jones is on the right, and Jones starts going towards the other side of the pitch, I either need to pass him on or I need to follow him, and that leaves a gap there. So some defenders are defend duties. You're caught between the two stools. David Taylor says, Carrick's a breath of fresh air in the squad. Oh, and Tav scored and assisted again today. But, well, we're not bored now. I'm just talking about what he did at Middlesbrough, David. 5 goals in 60 games or whatever it was. That's not enough for me. Tav was I was a fan of Tav's. Young, vibrant, attacking, full of energy, full of running, full of passion. But 5 goals in 60 games is not a good return. McGree's got 3, he's got 2 to go. He's got plenty of games to hit 10. And I think he should, for me, if he took some of the chances, I reckon he should have been 6 or 7 by now. Who do you think will win the World Cup? Wayne Shutt. I'll be honest. My boys are English, but it won't be England, will it? Come on, England fans, tell me. Who do you think will win the World Cup? I've not really looked over. I will now that we're going to have a break. I'll be looking through all the teams and who's been up there and the friendly games they've played and how good they are and what players are fit and injured or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, good luck to England, but do I honestly think they'll win it? No, I don't. Do you? I've been told since 84, 85 seasons, all my mates who are obviously English lads and some played for England, that England's going to win a major competition. And I've kept saying there's no chance. And the biggest chance he had was the Euros when Italy won in the Cup. Italy beat us in the Cup final. So, no. I hope I'm wrong. Be great for all my mates and for my boys or whatever, but I can't see it happening. Can you? Seriously? Ian Smugwit says, glad Stefan is hopefully going to sign a permanent deal. Great performance recently and good base to start with the rebuild under Carrick. The players in front are playing with confidence, and Hackney is the backbone of the team, almost not was under Carrick. Look, Hackney, I thought was... I'll tell you what, he nearly got done today. This was at 1 each. The ball was being played up the middle of the park. He likes to venture out his box. He came out his box. He tried to lob it over the opponent, and the guy got a touch to it and nearly it fell the wrong side. Otherwise, the guy's in goal, an empty goal. So Stefan deserves some plaudits today, and since he came for some great saves, but he makes some bad decisions, and he does flap now and again. Yeah, so he was lucky to get off the hook today. Up the Borough, what a result, what an atmosphere. Love it starting to play attacking football. It's enjoyable, isn't it, Tom? Tom Leverett. I love it. I watched it the last few games, I think. I mean, the other week when we drew 1-1, I'm thinking, how on earth did we not beat Bristol? You know, we were so much on top, the chances galore. But that tells me that's why we need another striker. It's not just an opinion, it's a fact. There's still chances going a begging today. Somebody mentioned it earlier. There was 2 great balls in. We had the bodies in there, but nobody got on the end of them. They're called tap-ins where everybody goes, that's easy. And yet there was 2 gilt-edged chances today. We could have put them in bed early doors and we never got on the end of them. When Milson said, fantastic result, Carrick is getting the best out of the players, shows he didn't want to play for Wilder. But surely, you might get 1 or 2 not related for the manager, but surely, if a manager picks you, surely you're going to play for him because he's picking you. Have I never played for a manager? Yeah, I did it once, and that was Colin Todd. And the reason being, you can call it unprofessional, call it what you like. But Colin Todd had went, we were in the playoff semi-final. We were playing Notts County. And Colin Todd, who was then manager, because he took over for Bruce Rare, who had been sacked. And Colin Todd went public before the playoff semi-final. It was the worst bit of management I'd ever heard of. When he says, he went public, local and nationally, saying there was 7 players, if they get promoted, that will be leaving the club. And I was one of the 7, and I thought, fuck you. I'm going to leave. I switched off. I apologise to the fans who paid hard-earned cash. But is that good management? Awful management. 7 players. There was me, Ian Baird, obviously another 5, and it was all over the papers before the semi-final second leg. And I thought, you'll go before me. And he did. He did. We never made it. We got beat. We never made the final of the playoffs. We had in previous years, but not that year. But bad management. Man management's the biggest key. Man management. How you manage the players. The coaching's one thing. Man management. How do you know that? I've always thought it. Pally told me how great Alec Ferguson was at Man United. Couldn't put on a coaching session. Man management skills, unbelievable. He's told me a lot of the stories. Magnificent. Brian Laws, my ex-teammate at Borough, went on to won 6-7 trophies with the late great Brian Clough, Borough legend, of course. For Grove Hill, innit? Yeah, those guys could man management, couldn't coach. Man management is the key. 4 points off the playoff. Hopefully, we'll be in the mix come the end of the season. As I say, hey, get to January. Obviously, we're going to be disrupted because of this break due to the World Cup in Qatar, where it should never be held. I still think, why? Here's a question. Should it be played in Qatar? Please give me your thoughts. Should it be played in Qatar? Obviously, we know the corruption. They all lost. They all get kicked out. Blatter and the French lad. They all get done. Platini. All these kind of guys. There was corruption behind the scene. It should never have been in Qatar. They're saying that there's 6,500 people, immigrants, had lost their lives due to the conditions in building these stadiums, and they're against gay rights or whatever. England say, I ain't going, I should. There's not one team pulled out. Now, for all these morals that and standards that people will do this for that, and we'll do this for Ukraine, we'll do this for the black and that, but we're just wearing a band for the gay rights. What about saying we ain't going? I'll tell you why. Greed, money and power. They rule. They go over everything. You know, Neville's the biggest hypocrite going at the minute. He's for it. Oh, I'm for this. Beckham, I'm for the gay, I'm for this. But yet they're going and making a fortune. What about saying you're not going? And surely there must be, out of all the nations that's travelling for the world to go to Qatar, there must be a few gay footballers in there within all these teams that's going to the World Cup. I'm surprised that not one's come out and says, I'm gay, and because I'm gay, I ain't going there. But they're not, because they're as greedy as the teams and the FA and whatever. Greed, money, power, rules. And it's sad. All these morals and all these moral high grounds that we come out with in football, we'll support this, we'll support that, and yet we're going to Qatar. But it's for me, it's criminal. Well, loads of things are criminal. A fantastic result. Curry is getting the best out of the players. Shows they didn't want to play for Wilder. 4 points off players. Hopefully, we're sorry, I might have read that. We should have got that Coventry striker another 2 goals today. Yeah, can't mind his name. Wayne should give his name. Yeah, we did want him, didn't we? Gary Clark says, I think the World Cup has come at a bad time because of a momentum. But at the same time, another mini pre-season to implement a few more of his ideas can't be a bad thing. A couple of additions in January, and I think this team can definitely make the top 6. It's amazing, but Gary, 5 games Carrick's been in. He's a novice, don't forget. 5 games in, and you've got his top 6 already with a couple of new faces in. I'm still cautious. As I say, I was like that as a player. I'm still cautious because you've got the winter, you've got loss of form, you've got suspensions, and the winter months. And that's one of the key periods. I know the business end is near the end of the season, but that's a crucial part in how big your squad is, how good it is. We need another winger. This constantly push Jones. Well, Jones is on the right wing at the minute. Is Jones not all right? Do you not like? Well, obviously you don't like Jones. Roberts is also a good keeper. And there's others. Hey, I like Roberts. What I've seen of Roberts, I don't know how Stefan, who was injured, I don't know how he get back in the team. People were saying it must be in his contract and he get back in the team, but I thought that was an injustice because Roberts had played so well, looked more confident, looked authoritative. Politics has got deep into football now. Players are more worried about the rainbow laces than playing football. I agree with that as well. You know, if we're going to invite politics into football, it's been in the politics has been in the game for years. It's nothing new. But I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of politics. I don't vote any political organisation now. They blow with the wind as well. 1 minute they're Tory, the next minute they're Labour, next minute they're SNP, next minute they're... It's just a load of junk. They're all liars, every one of them. I don't watch the news. I'm not into politics. I know people say, oh, years ago, people, and for us to give a vote, it's the whole thing's corrupt. Everything is. I don't believe anybody out there. Foz creates problems for defences. He might not score money, but he can be a pain in their asses. Steve Daly, yeah, I agree with that. But we want somebody to be a pain in the ass and chip in with goals as well. It'd be nice if he gets 10, 12 this season, or 14 if he plays every game, and Akpom gets 15, 17 goals. Then you're combined, you've got more chance. Goals breed confidence, and goals get you promotion. Defending does, but goals is the biggest factor in it for getting your 3 points. Every time Wilson plays, Norwich lose. When he's in the bench, they win. You Google losses in the team. You're off your head. Jason Fawcett says, barely great 3 points. Rhoda look at times. Pity about the World Cup break. Confidence is high, creating and working hard. Hard to be critical right now. Listen, Jason, since Carrick's come in, he's been a breath of fresh air. As I say, new mindset, new voice in the dressing room. The players don't know his makeup, what he's about. They know of him. They'll know his background as a player, but they don't know anything about him. And from the outside looking in, that my first thought was Carrick. See him in front of cameras. Would he get me going? No, really. But there might be a different side to Carrick in that dressing room. It might be a fiery type character. And some players need that. Great result, Billy Joseph. This is Andrew Rogers. Great result, Billy Joseph. Slaven. Cuba is enjoying himself. He is. The teams look as if they're enjoying themselves. Great to watch. Lenihan and Hackney outstanding today. All the best tomorrow. Cheers, Andrew. Well done for praising the borough. They deserve it. The best I have seen the lads play for a long time, Graham Roden. Today, or do you mean since Carrick came in? The first half we weren't good today. Second half we were very good and showed all the qualities and all the ingredients we need to be a successful football club. Craig Tupland says, is the World Cup break a good or bad thing? Stops the momentum, but it will give Carrick... I think it can go both ways. To put his ideas across on the training pitch and look at the potential. It can go both ways. Momentum's great when the Rich Vein are form, tails are up, fans are up, players are up, and then we're hitting this World Cup period. So we'll find out when we return. We'll either be refreshed, revitalised, or we're a bit rusty because we've been out of sync. Dave Ditchburn says England. Don't know what that means. England for the World Cup. Oh wait, Dave, give your head a shake. Won't be us overrated and overpaid the England lads. Won't be us overrated and overpaid the English lads. For Jason Fawcett, we're talking about England. England have zero chance of winning the World Cup. We're crap. No, when you say crap, come on, Leslie. Yes, an injustice to England. No crap. You've some great individual players, but if you cast your mind back to the game against Italy, 1-0 up. If England go for a second, go for the jugular and do them, get a second, I think England's going to win it. Instead, they backed off, they invited the pressure, they concede, they end up penalty shootout, and then it's a lottery. Bernard, regarding 2 shots and goal and scoring twice, do you recall Borough beating Arsenal 3-0 with 1 shot and goal? Yeah, there was a couple on goals. Was it Ashley Cole that scored? Annette Nelly Hughes. That's a good question. Was it Ashley Cole? Tell me I'm right. Yeah, so we won 3-0 against the Arsenal, 1 shot and goal. We'd 1 shot but scored 3. It's incredible, isn't it? I'm sure it was Ashley Cole. I'd be doing the commentary with the late great Ali Brownlee back then. David Titty says, Fry and Lenihan are undroppable in current form. Great to see Fry resurgent. He's really back in form now, back in the groove. Confidence is sky high again because he was out in the wilderness, people saying there was this and that going on, and obviously it was rumours, but he's back in the team and looking at the business again. Suddenly midfield is actually present. Howson and Hackney, who would have thought, solid, reliable and able to turn defence into attack in a moment. Anthony McPallen says, remember beginning of the season when Wilder was playing bowler centre-back away from home instead of Dale Fry? Wonder the players didn't know what was going on. Simon Palmer, going for a bath now. Haven't got any good footy questions. Keep up the good work, Simon Palmer. He's my friend. Not got a clue about football. Couldn't spell football. He's a surfer. I mentioned him earlier in the show. He came round to give me a birthday card. I did that. No, you looked for the 20 quid. Nothing. Not a thing came out of it. And then the card was an insult. Just well not easily offended. I could become part of the woke brigade. Anyway, enjoy your bath, Simon, my old mate, and thank you for the card, and don't be playing submarines in the bath, you hear me? Great win for the Borough. Happy birthday, Beanie. He's calling me Beanie. I don't think it's a spelling error. I think he's calling me Beanie. For tomorrow, cheers, Daniel Jones. And Chris Webster, I was ready to say Wilder. Chris Webster said, nah, it was only Hugo. Hugo came on, didn't he? Hugo, of course, Borough lads, played for Borough, went to QPR, now at Norwich, came off the bench. Bernie, England defensively not good enough to win the World Cup. I would agree with that. Wayne Shutt said, love to see the Coventry striker up front and Akpom another 2 goals today. Yeah, we mentioned about the striker, I can't remember the lad's name, but we were supposedly, reportedly interested in getting him. Obviously not right, but what a scoop that would be, wouldn't it? Wilder's man management must be shite. That's for Steve Daly. Same squad, but different atmosphere around the club. Well, I heard his man management was good. I've heard that for some of the players. I've heard that throughout his career, his man management was very good. As was Warnock's, but both failed and faltered at Middlesbrough. There must be a reason why one with a great TV and one who's been in management for 40 years fails with this group of lads. Is it the lads? Is some of the lads? I have to question some of their mentality. Can't it all be the manager's fault? We have, but Gibbo couldn't cough up the coin. Oh, he's talking about the signing, saying why spend money. Jones needs to spend time practicing how to trap a ball. Too many times he lets him ball bounce off him and often lost position. I'll tell you what, I know what you're saying, a couple of times his touch deserts him, but what he needs to be careful of, if your touch, to progress, your first touch has to be good. For the team to progress, if your touch lets you down, it lets the whole team down. Touch is good, then you can keep retention of the ball. But when your touch is awful, then you start going to retrieve the ball and you end up getting injured. We don't want that. Really enjoy your views, Bernie. Got to go in the shower now, ready for the pub. Cheers. I've got the YouTube live here. I've still to get used to doing both. Bernie, night and day difference from Wilder to Carrick. Using the same players early days, yet we need a goal scorer. We do. Don't kid yourself. We need another goal scorer. I'm praising the team. I'm praising the work ethic. I'm praising the entertainment value and standards. And the result today was magnificent. And Carrick's come in, breath of fresh air. And we've revitalised. But don't kid yourself. We need, I told you, winter, loss of form, injuries, suspensions have all started to kick in, and our scores were big enough and good enough to compete right over that winter period. And I think it's important to get a striker in January. Well, we're up there, and now we can attract somebody. Could see Matt Crooks on the score sheet today. Yeah, Matt Crooks came off the bench. I think it was his first touch. Square ball into roof of net. He was delighted, ecstatic, as were the team and his travelling fans. Simply wanted it more, Wolfman. Season defining week, I think. I think it was a wee statement today. You know, beating Blackpool, I thought Blackpool there would be better players on the beach, called donkeys, than the Blackpool that we played midweek. Not taking that away from us. We were very good, but they were so bad. And then I watched 25 minutes of them thinking, come on, lads, you're not up to it. You're not started yet. And then they came alive second half. They were brilliant. Alan Braley says, should not always play this summer, all down to money like everything else. But it's greed, money and power. But we all these, the BBC and all these news readers and all these people on the radios are full of standards and qualities and beliefs, and then when it comes to it, they take the buck, they go. Hypocrisy is highest. It's hypocrisy. Well, look, if it's the guy in the street, the working man who needs money, I would say, okay, you're being a bit of a hypocrite, but yeah, I get it. You've not really got a lot of money. But these guys could all, Lineker, all those mob, and Neville and Beckham and England, they could all say, we ain't going. We do the nail for the Black Lives Matter. We support the Ukraine. We support the gay rights. And instead of wearing a top halfpenny multicoloured crappy thing here, we ain't going. That's a statement. That means you really believe in what you're saying. But to go, it's just hypocrisy. And yeah, fake. That's what they are, fake. It should not always played in the summer. Yeah, down to Manuel, yeah. Good show, Bernie. The cross-dresser will be saying time's up. She is actually. Time's up. I'm going for a curry. What do you have? I have fried rice, no egg, few onions, bit of curry. Yeah, that's it. Nothing big. Could that be why he's kept the same team 3 games running the winter run? Well, he kept the same team knowing we're going into a break, you know. But hopefully when we come out of it, as I say, as a former player, if I was out of the team and the team's playing well, winning games, and the centre forwards in my position scoring goals, I know I can't get in. So I am not offended towards the manager or coach, whatever. Well, it's the head coach. I'm not offended because I know I can't get in. I might have been out because of injury or loss of form. But you need to use your common sense and think, I'm not in. If the team's crap and getting beat and not performing and not entertaining, you knock the door down and say, why am I not on the team? But when they're doing well, players accept that. And I think the players, like, although they're not like it, like Paddy McNair, come there, be looking and thinking, dear God, I can't get in it. I might not get in again here. They're playing really well under Carrick. So, I'll read 5 more minutes of me finished. Get Spence on loan in January, can't get a game at Spurs. Well, Conte says he didn't want him, so I'm not surprised he's not playing. Are they playing the night, Spurs? Is it Spurs Arsenal night? Gary McGlone says Robert's class, not convinced with Stefan Bernard. So there, Gary's saying that Robert's class. Look, what I've seen in Roberts, I thought he was more composed, more commanding as a goalkeeper. I'm not a goalkeeping expert, I've beat enough of them, but I just think he looks more assured than Stefan. But Stefan's came from Man City, the glamour boys. They might have something in the contract saying he has to play every game when he's on loan. Happy birthday for tomorrow, Bernie. 147 goals-ish. Laugh out loud. Ian Moggy, thank you. Will Akpom get 20 league goals? You asking me? I don't think so. There've been better strikers than Akpom at Middlesbrough who cost more money than Akpom, who have never achieved it. So the odds are he won't. If he does, good luck to him. My days are over. I've nothing to prove. I've did my bit and I'm out here. I talk about it now. So I sincerely wish Akpom all the best. It's like Mark McDonald. If he somebody told me I was the last player to score 20 league goals. Martin reads the posh papers. I don't read papers. And he sent me, it was a few years ago, and he sent me an envelope, and I thought, fancy writing this. It was Mark McDonald. Are you aware you're the last player to score 20 league goals for Middlesbrough in 1989? I wasn't aware. It's not a start I went out looking for, but it's there. And we've spent millions of pounds in Tottenham's halfpenny strikers. Well, not Tottenham's halfpenny, cost fortunes. Average strikers. No beat it, 20 league goals. If Akpom does it, all the very best. Yeah, go back to Mark McDonald. Last player to score 5 for England. Still the last player to score 5 for England. Can you believe it? Some of the crap that... I'm coming now. She's like, Corey starving. This is a cross-dresser. She's like, we need to go for something. Yeah, Mark McDonald, last player to score 5 for England. Can you believe it? Some of the crap that England's played over the years, Albania and whoever, Scotland, whatever, they've not scored 5 goals. Nobody. Not Wayne Rooney. All the players... not scored 5. I think Harry Kane got 4, didn't he? Last season. Or this year. But not got 5. So anyway, listen, thanks very much for joining us on YouTube. I'm sorry that I'm still trying to get used to both. And Facebook Live, obviously. Back Monday, Total BS Podcast. Total BS Podcast, it's part 2. Chris Tomlinson. Chris represented England and Great Britain long jumper. He talks about, is it Greg Rutherford? Ginger-haired long jumper. He beat his the distance, whatever, but you can listen and you'll find out. And he was a bit perturbed by that because it was a nothing jump and he took the record. Anyway, listen, it's quite interesting. Anyway, I've just written down, thanks as always to the sponsors. I know them, but I just need to make sure I get them all in because they're very important. TGM Cars, Galaxy Blinds, Cornerstone, Cleveland Systems Engineering, Advanced Utility Solutions, RWTX, Richard Wills Training Associates, and Borough Ship Museum. Have a great weekend. Well done, Michael Carrick. Breath of fresh air. Well done, the players. revitalised, you're looking at business. I'm actually sitting there enjoying it now. I'm not getting indigestion when I'm having the beans and toast while I'm watching and having a soft drink. Well done today. Second half was terrific and delighted for everybody. Hey, I give a bit of credit to Steve Gibson. He was getting a fair bit of stick recently. Steve Gibson, he's went with his gut. I always go, oh my God, he's went with his gut. He's got Carrick in. He's got Woodgate, but everybody's gone, Woodgate. But hey, so far, so good. But I would just a wee bit of advice. Don't get carried away. Keep your cool. Keep your powder dry and enjoy your Saturday night. And don't tell me you're watching that jungle crap. See you later. And to you, thanks for watching.